My name is Damali Sali and I welcome you to this episode of the Ideation Corner. The Ideation Corner is a space where ideas are discussed and dissected. And today I host Elizabeth Atukunda, who is the founder of Discreet. And she is going to tell us all about it. Liz, you're very welcome.
Thank you. So, my name is Elizabeth Atukunda, and I'm the proprietor of Discreet, Uganda. So, what Discreet does is we are a company, a Ugandan company that makes leather bags and accessories. And as far as accessories go, we do mostly belts, right? But for the leather bags, we have a cross range of bags, from handbags, rucksacks, laptop bags, all those kind of traditional bags that we have had as a civilization for very long, in various kinds of leather, various colors, and with various different accents that are suited to a particular customer, if you will.
Thank you. So what got you into doing bags? Because it sounds like a very male, dealing with leather, and leather is very hard to manage. What got you into that space?
So when I was in school, was speaking uni, I'm always the kind of person who always made stuff. Like, I would make a couple of dresses for this semester, a couple of little things, so as a human being, I've always been into creating what I would like that doesn't exist. Because if you come from Uganda, or if you live in a country like ours, you know that we don't have a variety of options when it comes to shopping. Unless and if you can travel or maybe shop online. Most of our stores sell the same things. Or if you're going to buy thrift, then you're buying thrift, but it's not exactly what you want, but you make do. So I always felt that I could make what I couldn't purchase. Now, when it comes to bags, I've had a long and winding love affair with leather. I love leather. Like, there's so much beauty and detail in leather that just because we have different kinds of it around us every day, it's easy to forget, or it's easy to get used to and take for granted. But I love leather so much. So when I was thinking about, as a person, what is it I fail to find that I would like, the thing that was hardest to find or make was bags. Because you could always find a cloth tailor. You could always find a thrift store. You could always send someone who's coming from here to get you something. Okay, I had mastered that. But when it came to bags, I said sincerely, Liz, to find a good
And it's hard to send someone for a bag.
Because
it's very...
It's difficult.
Yeah,
you have to
taste and your style. It's hard to say, okay, when you're going abroad, please bring me a bag.
Which bag? A brown bag that I can use it for work and I can go out. You're thinking, okay, now, big, small, square, round, what is it? It's difficult. It's more, and when you make that mistake, you've spent that money.
The money's gone, yes.
It's done, right? So I told myself, like, Liz, to create a business, you have to think about what it is you do, where there's a gap. And I felt that's where the gap was. A space where I could buy a functional, beautiful, leather, handmade bag that I can hold for a long time and I can use in various ways. That's why leather.
That's why you decided.
That's why leather. I just said, listen, at first we thought we could make, I thought I could make fabric bags, but first of all, that was done. So there wasn't a gap in the market that was being done. And then also, it's not what I wanted.
You had your love affair with leather.
Yes, I had my love affair. I'm already in love. You can only sell what you love or what you know. So I told myself, Liz, this is new. This is, and this is new territory and broken ground. But go ahead, let's see. Yeah.
So I know you're a lawyer.
Yes.
So interesting that he is a lawyer who also does these beautiful, beautiful bags.
Yes.
So how did you how did you manage your legal profession, which is what you do, and then you're also doing bags? That
balance.
Yeah.
You know, that's an amazing question, because they always tell us to strive for work-life balance.
Yeah.
And then we, after trying so hard, we realize there is no such thing as work-life balance. So for me, when it comes to lawyering and creating, I always felt that I'm a hyphenated individual.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, multi-hyphenated individual, yes. So what that means is that I'm capable of doing more than one thing. Maybe not at the same level of excellence, but in as far as interests are concerned. So while I was in legal practice, which I felt fulfilled me to an extent, I always knew there's a side of me that wanted to do something else. Not something more in the same space, but something else.
Yeah.
And initially it was really difficult, because you have to balance 8 to 5. After 5, you get into your car, you drive to the workshop, first quarrel about some things, pull some leather, leave some orders for tomorrow. Then the next day, go and take orders from your boss, work until 5, leave at 5, go and make orders. Like, at first I thought I was going mad, you know. I said, Liz, this is not. But when you're an individual with different sides to your personality, you will not rest until you fulfill those sides of your personality. So be that as it may, that it's a lot of work and it's a lot of balancing and it's a lot of, you have to be a different person. Yeah, lawyers are very conservative people. Creatives aren't.
That's why. I mean, it's crazy that you're a lawyer, very structured, and then you're creative, which is very unstructured.
Which is different. But you see, that's who I am. So, and I had to honor that. You see, because I could not pretend to be either one only, because then you still get into the trap of not being
denying part of who you are.
Yes. So I had to honor who I was. That I'm conservative and straight sometimes. Other times I'm a mild, crazy creative who does things and thinks about ideas.
Yes.
I can't explain it, but that's just who I am. And I feel that to come to a point in your humanness where you appreciate your different, you know, your variances as a person, you have to have studied yourself and come to a place of peace where you say, you know what?
This is him.
Yes. Yeah. When you tell creatives you're a lawyer, they think, what? When you tell lawyers you're creative, they think, like, what? So you have to be in a space where you're comfortable with what? You know, and you're thinking, this is who I am. So that was it. And for the longest time, I was bouncing between two very high extremes until I made peace with my space. And also until I got comfortable and vulnerable enough to be open about it, not to be ashamed that someone will think, how sway, or another person will think you're confused, you know. But just to be confident in that space and say, this, by the way, is just who I am. So it's taken a while, but I can say that right now, I am just at that point where I feel like, okay, I got it. Yeah, I got it. It's still a work in progress, but.
So tell me about that. How did you learn how to do these beautiful bags that you do? I mean, I was talking to you earlier just before we came in. I was telling you, your bag, I would put your bag next to a Gucci bag. Like if you take the labels off, put a Discreet street bag next to a Gucci bag, next to a Michael Kors bag. And I wouldn't be able to tell that this is not a Mango's. Yeah.
It's been initially 2007, which is when we've made the first bags ever. A friend of mine still has that bag.
The same?
As in, she has the first bag we've made ever. It's so amazing.
Oh my goodness.
So 2007, which is a while back, we've grown. And I could say initially, I was afraid, I was working from a place of fear where I was afraid that we can't possibly look like Fendi, you know? Like, please calm down. You make this small thing, small clothes, what?
Putting yourself next to that.
Don't dream. Don't break yourself by dreaming. But with continual practice and continual making and dreaming and ideating, our skill levels improved, our resources improved, the places we get leather from improved. The willingness to dare and go and give it a shot was more there than it was in the beginning.
Okay.
And I'd like to say that what I've learned about business is that you can't cheat. You can't cheat the growth of a business.
Yeah.
You can't. You might think you found a shortcut,
Yeah.
but you can't cheat the growth in the sense that your perception of the business and your perception of your idea has to go through stages. So if you look at our work 10 years ago, it was simpler, clutches, a bit more fabric. We weren't using the best quality leather. But 5 years after that, there was a difference. We became bolder. We started making more travel bags, more briefcases, more handbags, intricate details. 8 years in, we say, okay, we're getting our leather from here, our accessories from here, we're stocking here, and our customer base, our sample space for customer also grew with us.
Yeah.
Because remember, 10 years ago, I was 10 years younger.
Yes.
So I was making for somebody who was in their 20s, like late 20s.
That's why you're doing the little clutches
Yes.
with the
Yes, the little bags,
yes.
Because I was making for what I was then.
Yes.
You see. So as you grow, as time passes, your business grows with you.
Yeah.
So as I've matured to become
You're getting higher
a woman,
income. Your friends also have a higher income.
Yes.
So
and I've also understood class and the distinction. I'm thinking, as Liz, I don't want to have 1,000 Chinese
Little
bags that are, cheap and okay, I get that. I want to have 2 solid leather bags, 2 solid matching wallets, a solid holder for my laptop. I mean, you get to a point where you appreciate quality. Yeah. You appreciate detail. You appreciate who your customer now has become and who you are
and
as
also
well.
who you become.
Yes. So with that, your product has to change. There is an element of trends. Like trends also drive product and how we create as creatives. And you can't escape trend. Because for instance, it happens. If everybody in the early 90s, everyone was wearing those big bags. You know, those big bags.
The massive bags, yes.
Big, like
you'd walk into a whole basket.
Listen, you walk into that joint, you have your big bag, everybody's singing from the door. No one can tell you nothing. And sometimes there was silver. Sometimes a big gold, red. It was a different time. So as a creative, it's hard not to be affected by it because you're creating to sell.
Yes.
There are brands that have created a class of their own where they don't care about trends.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're not affected by a trend.
No,
change.
They don't care about the trends. Chanel creates for Chanel because if people are into color and it's black and white and pearls, that's it. But it has earned that place, you know. So for other brands like us that are coming up, it's a thing
that
where trend can affect your product.
Okay.
If people are wearing bigger bags, can I make tiny bags? No, can we sound
because there's a lot of
you have micro bags.
The little bags. You can't put anything in that bag.
You can't. It's not supposed to have anything in it. That's the thing.
It's supposed to be just
supposed to be empty. It's a prop. So those things come into play sometimes. But as you grow, even then, you get to a space where you're saying, the world may say this or the other, but as us, this is what we stand for. When you've got that rooting, like if you're it's an old-fashioned house, you have your foundation, you have your clientele, you are you, unchangeable.
Yeah.
But for us, it's been a growth, it's been a change, it's been understanding our customer better.
Yes.
Getting feedback from our customer and saying, no, we want this, we prefer that. Customers can be very honest. A customer can say something and you say, okay, you just take it. But also you get stronger with experience. You're not bothered. If somebody tells me these bags are not what I like, then I take it. Because with time you get there. So a combination of all those and the thirst and the desire to be the best constantly
So we were, before coming here, we were talking earlier, because I was saying that, okay, fine, like, I put your bag next to a Michael Kors, and I can't, if there are no labels, I can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
And I was like, but Michael Kors has a huge department that, you know, has hired a multitude of just people to conceptualize a design. Then he has a big department that is going to conceptualize which leather. Then the other department is going to do the actual stitching. Then here you are.
Doing everything.
How does that work?
Yeah, that's true. I feel like it's like how a startup is. Have you ever, if you've worked for a startup, everything is in 4 departments can be on one person's desk. Because
the person is 4 departments.
But even as that, as a business owner, being in such a space teaches you every detail of the business. When departments start to open up and you start to expand as a brand, you know every business of every department. Like, you know how this space is supposed to work. You know what these guys should need. You know, it puts you in a better position. So it's hectic, and it's also it's quite a lonely journey, because you may not have who to bounce ideas off of.
Okay, because you're
I'm thinking
everything.
this. I'm thinking brown leather. What do you think? You know, I'm thinking red. Do you think we'll like it? Like, you. It's a bit lonely, because you must take those leaps on your own and presuppose, and maybe have a team you can consult with once. You're not paying anybody. So nobody's obliged to be there, or waiting list is going to call. You never know.
Have a brainstorming
no
session
place
with you.
Yeah. I'll give you 1 hour. Why? So if I meet Damali and I have this bag, and I'm thinking, Damali, what do you think? And she says, Liz, a little smaller. Now I take that. So you make do with what you've got. Move around, even with resources. Someone tells you, I had this leather in Mukono. You go to Mukono. Let's see. What's up? You know, it's a bit of multitasking, which I don't really prefer as an individual, as a person. I'd rather do one thing at a time. But it teaches you the ground,
every
area of the business, even the accounting and finances. If somebody gives me a 14 square inch piece of leather, I know exactly how many items should come out of that.
From that?
Yes. I know if we're making an 8 each bag, this is how it's cut out, this is how it would take. Probably 5 wallets, probably 1 waist bag. So you see, with that kind of understanding of your business, you can't be cheated.
You can't be cheated, actually.
Yes.
So someone can be like, yeah, we bought these 2 pieces of leather and we only got these.
There's nothing left.
Yeah.
So in 5 years' time, when it's a big business and I have a department that does,
you will know exactly.
I will know when someone is winding me up, is taking me. You know, you can't. I'll say, you know what? I know how much comes out of 14 square inches. I mean, run that back or something. So it is a lot, and it's a labor of love, but also it gives me and has given me the opportunity to learn every corner of my business, and to go to that level of detail, so that when it comes to management and when we're a bigger fashion house, I know what it is. I know how much I expect. I know all the lessons we went through, what we learned, what we decided to do to save leather, what we decided to do. Yes.
Okay. Let's make it smaller.
Don't overcut.
Don't put the pockets there.
What to do with the excess? You know, it's.
What do you do with the excess?
With
the little extra bits, the bits you cut off.
It's hardly anything to do. Most of the time you can make patterned items. Like different pieces sewn together. Yeah. But that's not really our style.
It's not. Okay, no, you like clean lines.
We like clean cut. If it's blue, it's blue.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's hard for me to think of a bag that's red, pink, piece of yellow, piece of. It's a bit much. So that's not really our vibe. But that's the best you can do with those tiny offcuts. Yes. So I guess one day when we find how to figure it out, we'll see something. But for now, it's not our aesthetic.
Okay. No, it's actually come to think of it now that because I know your bags, I'll be shocked if you had a multi-patterned bag.
Do you know why it's like that? Yeah. Because the ascent of African fashion on the international scene, which was about 10 to 12 years ago, when people started wear African prints, when African became stylish, and
it was
black
a cool thing to do.
Was, you know,
it
was cool to be black.
Cool.
It will always be. It will always be cool to be being African or black will always be cool. But people misconceive African fashion and style and taste for color. Like a burst of color and different things for different shades. Granted, a lot of traditional African style and preference is of that inclination. But there's a lot of African style that isn't.
Yeah.
If you go to East Africa, like if you go to Ethiopia, if you go to certain parts of Sudan, it's all single, it's white. If you come to the West, like if Banyankole are into black and white, very light, tapered colors.
Because actually now if you look at the logo, it's one color, one brown color.
Yeah. The overkill of color is highly a West African and down South African thing. Like down south.
Think of it.
Yes. When you look about East Africa and even like kind of the central, we are plain clothes people.
True.
You see, I mean, a woman can wear a kaftan, or a man can wear like a kanzu.
It's true.
We're not that crazy. It's not like
I think they took the African to which usually is the case, which they go West Africa and then South Africa, and then say it's all
and then
Africa,
they say it's
the
all
whole
Africa.
continent. Yes.
Now, fair enough. We have some, but a lot of Africa is not that
homogeneous. It's not one thing. Yeah.
We're not a monolith for sure, but also we're not always draped in color as we have other perceptions of what we think is aesthetically pleasing that I feel has not been presented to the world.
Is there why you have? Because I noticed you have the clean.
Yes, we do have some fabric on the inside that matches the leather.
Yeah, like that cute bag. I love.
Because there's some people who want
the bag, and then it has African print in the little inside.
Like a pocket. Yes. But not overkill. Like want to show that side of Africa that's one color, brass accents, no cowrie shells, we choose brass, not too much of this. There is African fashion is not a monolith.
Yeah,
we are vast, we're diverse, we're different, we are as different as in fashion and taste as we are different in culture and background.
True.
So I really felt that
you needed to bring that out.
Yes.
And then I've also noticed that you do have that African continent.
Yes, the
color. It's like your
the brass.
Yes, like your brand. You see, like
that's it. I love brass. Yeah. So much. I feel like
it's let them brass those.
Yes, I feel like it's underrated. Like people don't give brass that space that it should have.
People should love
it, you know. So I'm like, and I wanted metal and leather. You know, that romance.
Combination, yes. Okay.
Metal. I want that. Like, if we're going to have hinges and zips, I want that are metallic. Let's go. Let's put that logo. Let's go. You know. Yeah. So I that's the side of Africa I'm trying to talk to have the world see all of us and appreciate all of us and also feel included, because imagine if someone from Austria looks at an African print and says, so African, too much. He might see something plain and say, okay, I feel included, I feel seen, I see that, you know. So
but also like when you're showing now the extra diversity of Africa, we're not one thing.
We're different
things.
And we shouldn't be feel stuck in a label and feel like as creatives we must only create like that because you know we're Africans, so now we expect 10 colors.
You're like, because you're an African designer, you should have
that big earring. You have to have that big thing on your head. Fine, I mean, if you want, that's okay. But also, we have to show the other sides of us. Yeah. I know. Actually, there's lots of Africans who are very, very plain in taste.
Yes, it's true.
Very I don't see heavy earrings in amongst East Africans really, except the Maasai.
Apart from the Maasai, yes.
Yeah. Which other tribe really has like big? I don't know. If they're there, I don't know them. Maybe someone can tell me. Most of us aren't like that, but you find creatives have been boxed.
Actually, and because now they'll say that this is what African is, African fashion is. And then every creative said, if I'm going to do African, I have to now fit into that. It has to,
because I've been told, imagine someone is telling you, the African, that
Africa is
supposed to look like that. So, So now you get your hands are tied as a creative.
And you're the African.
You're
the one who has your culture.
You're the creative.
Yeah, you're the creative.
So you essentially are the one who tells
them.
You're the compass.
Yes.
Yeah. So we feel boxed in sometimes. We're thinking, now people will see it and they'll
be like, it's not African.
You know what people, foreign shoppers, when they come on holiday, what they like this thing.
Now do that.
Only. So it's
wait, before we continue, where can we find the Discreet bags?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, no, I know you don't only do bags. It's just, I'm just in love with the bags.
Thank you so much. We have bags and belts and little accessories like laptop holders, like passport holders and things like that. You can find us at Bold in Africa, which is our parent and maiden retail space in Kisimenti. You can find us at Motive, which is in Bugolobi. And you can find us online. You can find us on Instagram under Discreet UG, Facebook and Twitter, and you can reach out to us from those different spaces. You can purchase already made goods and you can make orders for your bespoke items.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I can show you a picture of a bag I want and you make it?
If you want, for instance, if you want a particular type of bag in a particular color.
Yeah.
Like if you want a bag we've made but in a different color, we
can
do that. Or if you're thinking, I have that 8-inch laptop and I want a laptop
bag that
cover
fits
for it.
Yeah, okay.
That's bespoke. So if you come to me and you tell me that, then I make that for you.
Oh,
yeah, we also personalize items. Can put your name.
I could have done this on your bag.
Listen. On anything you like.
Ideation corner the bag.
Anything you like, you know. So we also personalize. We take bespoke orders. Then we have the ready-to-wear, ready-to-carry items in store as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to order online, I can just go to Instagram and say, look at your catalog. And then I say, I want that.
Inbox, yes. If you reach out to me on WhatsApp, for instance, I can send you the various links and I can send you a lookbook.
Say the WhatsApp number.
The WhatsApp number, you can WhatsApp me on 0702 31 51 31. That's my direct WhatsApp. Okay. Then I can send you a lookbook if you don't have. Some people don't have Instagram or they don't have socials. True. So I can send you a link and you look at that and then make an order. We also repair and refurbish leather bags. Oh. Yeah.
So we have this leather bag.
If you have like a bag,
but it's sentimental.
Yes, I want it, Liz. I just want you to polish it, make it better. We do that as well.
Only leather.
Only leather. We work with 100% genuine leather. And,
is it Ugandan leather, by the way?
Yes, Ugandan leather. And sometimes we get leather from other parts of Africa, Ethiopia, Kenya. Sometimes we do. If we are short on leather here, or if the particular leather we want to work with isn't in store, we do that. Okay. But essentially Ugandan leather, but only 100% leather.
I love that Ugandan leather.
We've cut no corners when it comes to the raw material, the leather that we use, and the brass, everything from scratch. Okay. We make.
You make the brass?
Yes, we make the brass.
Oh, because you're in love with leather and brass.
Yes. The brass.
No, I thought you order for the I thought you just make an order, like just send me Discreet with the African. You make the thing.
Yes. We have an in-house resource that makes our labels just like that. And some of our brass handles, and if you've seen them, we also make them in-house. Oh my God. So we try to bring everything. I don't know.
So, Alice, unfortunately, we're out of time. And is there any last thing, any parting shots you want to give?
Yes. What I'd like to leave the viewers of Ideation Corner with today is, I do hope and I do pray that there will be a time in my lifetime where African and especially Ugandan products and ideas and minds and thoughts, everything that's truly Ugandan, I do pray that there's a time in my lifetime when it will be of the highest quality it can be. My greatest endeavor and my biggest dream as a Ugandan creative is to share the spirit of Uganda with the world, which is absolutely magnificent in its purity. in its purity, absolutely magnificent. Ugandans as people are outstanding individuals, and I do pray that we will harness that, we'll believe in it, and we'll have the courage to share it with the world. That truly, truly, truly is what I hope to see in my lifetime.
Please check out Discreet Street and see if you can order for a Ugandan leather bag, Ugandan made, Ugandan conceptualized, or belt, or whatever, or just get inspired. Thank you.
Thank you.